What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mimi Rochelle, back once again with the Ratchet Reality review of these Beverly Hills bitches, okay? This episode, for me, I was so into the damn episode that I couldn't even take fucking good notes. So, excuse me, bear with me, honey. I had to go pour me a drink, okay? Because I was trying not to drink this week. Nothing hard, but honey, I needed a drink. I needed a cocktail after this fucking episode. Let's just sit back and let's discuss this episode 3 of season 12 of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay, so let's just start off with this. Dory and PK. Now, I know I was talking shit about your house last week, and I was saying it wasn't all that. But bitch, that motherfucking pool with the hot tub right beside it, honey. Oh, my scalp itching. Honey, that shit was lit. Like, oh my God, that is such a great concept. And when I get my house, when I blow up off this YouTube shit, I'm gonna get me one of them motherfuckers, okay? Because that shit was lit. So I'm gonna take a couple of them shots I threw last week back because your pool did kind of make up for it. But I still don't understand how you go and buy a new house and you still gotta do work to it. But hey, listen, I ain't nobody judging you. I have to spend your coins, okay? But I just wanted to say, shouts out to that hot tub and that pool. So listen, okay, just had to get that out the way. So Kyle comes home from filming the Halloween movie. I was gonna say Hollywood. The Halloween movie and doing the fashion line, doing Fashion Week in New York City. And I was glad at the reception that Mauricio and the kids had for her. I've always said that Kyle and Mauricio are my favorite couple out of all the franchises. So shouts out to them. They, he does the thing. And of all the husbands in the Housewife franchise, he's one of the ones that you ain't never really heard no shit about. If he out there throwing that dick, laying it low and spreading it wide, his hose is on lock because you ain't never heard a peep about him bucking around on her or doing Kyle dirty. So I like that on the show they're actually, practicing what they preach in real life as well as on camera. It translates, okay? So Kyle and the kids, they happy, they home, and then Kyle's like, well, we having a dinner party tomorrow. We getting it cracking because I ain't seen nobody and I want to see everybody. And that's dope when you have a group of friends, and that's so LA, and I think everywhere too, but really LA. Listen, I ain't been home. I ain't got time to call everybody on the phone and fool la la with y'all. So listen, y'all come on over. I'ma feed y'all and we gonna get drunk and we gonna catch up, and that's the tea. And I love that. I love that, Kyle. Listen, I need to relax too. Like, I've been out here on business. Now it's time to have some fun. So yes, shouts out to Kyle for the dinner party and ready to get it cracking as soon as she touchdown, honey. Yes, God, girl. Go, Kyle. But I'm glad the reception was warm when Kyle got home from Mauricio and the kids. Then we get to Erica and the vocal coach. Now, I stand for this particular scene because it took me back to my vocal coach days when you used to go and you used to have to stand and get up straight and do the weird mouth movements and stuff like that. Like, it took me back, so I was excited to see that Erica was getting in there. And plus, bitch, you better work on your craft. Bitch, this ain't It's Expensive to Be Me. This is a Broadway, honey, in Chicago, which, might I add, is one of my favorite musicals that has been on Broadway. Chicago is the first one, and then second would be Guys and Dolls. Look it up. They're bomb ass musicals. That's all I'm gonna say. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. You're rocking a boat. That's that Guys and Dolls for you. Anyway, so I'm glad to see that Erica was working on her craft, and that she sounded really, 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 really good. So I'm sure with the practice that she had in a vocal coach, I've never seen him before, but I'm sure he's like a Broadway vocal coach. I'm sure she did excellent. When I saw the blurbs on Instagram, she got really good reviews. So I'm glad that she was able to translate them vocal lessons onto that stage, honey, because she said, listen, it ain't no track, bitch. This orchestra, this strings, this piano, percussion, okay? And my voice needs to be together. Okay? Ain't nobody got time to be going up there and making time look like no fool, honey. Okay? I gotta make this rich white man proud, honey. He ain't spending this money on me for nothing. He won't see some ROI. And for you smart hoes out here, you should know what that means. If you don't, it means return on investment. Okay? Google it. It's your best friend. But you know what? I will say, this is the part where I had some notes. Erika has shared something in that particular scene for me, which I could definitely relate to. She had brought up the fact that she had sung really, really badly one time, and that through that experience and her singing very, very bad, she saw her mom laughing at her when she was doing a bad job. And just the sheer embarrassment and the hurt that she felt with, number one, knowing you did bad, you're already nervous. And then to look out and see your mom laughing at you with other people, that definitely takes a toll on you. And it brought me back to a situation where I was at a talent show with my mom, and I remember earlier that day she had told me, like, make sure you put on a slip under the dress that I had on. And I guess you could see through it. But me just, running around with it was like a big to do that day. But so she told me, but it was kind of like in passing. And I didn't do it. I didn't think anything of it. So I'm anxious. I'm singing nice and slow, but the Usher and Monica version, okay? And for the longest time, I had tried to like fit in with the group of people I was going to school with. So I felt like, okay, I'ma show them, like, motherfucking, I done nailed this motherfucking song. I done practiced it, okay? I'm gonna nail this, okay? So I get up on the stage, y'all. I promise you not. I get to singing. Like, I was all alone. I was feeling rather low. And then the next thing I know, my mama was like, hold on, hold up. Stop the music. She coming down the aisle, y'all. Stop the music. I told you to put on a slip. Y'all, I was so mortified. Like, I was so like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? And of course I ran off the stage. I cried. I hated her. I was like, I don't want to fucking go home with her. She's so evil. Like, and it was just a big ordeal. So maybe like after like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I had calmed down. And we black folks, the program was still going on. But but I got back out there and I sung the song, and she was proud of me. But the embarrassment I felt, that I feel like shouldn't come from a person that you love. Especially in that moment when you're already so vulnerable. The person that you lean on the most or you trust the most to be there, support you, is the one that kicks you down in that moment. And I felt where Erika was coming from in that situation, because it stays with you. And it kind of gives you like a little, PTSD. Like, after that particular situation, I didn't want my mom to come to anything. And she would always used to ask me, like, why do you not want me to come to anything? And I just used to shrug it off like, it's not really that important. It's not that big of a deal, so I totally wholeheartedly felt Erika in that situation, but that's also the driving force as to why I'm pushing myself to make sure that I give you guys these videos because I really love doing this. I really like talking about reality shows and TV and sports and all of that. So I want to just continue to be consistent and let that drive of that voice of my mama talking about how long propel me into my destiny. Okay. But so I was just wanted to, tie that on into, which was, I understood that wholeheartedly. And like I said, I'm glad that Erica is able to live her dream, honey. And that bitch was Roxy Hart, honey. On motherfucking, hold on, y'all. Shit, my motherfucking battery about to die. We can't let the battery die. She motherfucking Hart on Roxy Hart on Broadway, bitch. And don't you motherfucking forget it, okay? All right. So the next scene. Ooh, my stomach is growling again too, y'all. Ooh, I'm gonna have to eat something. So then we get to Lisa and Teddi, okay? And just for the record, how the fuck, how in the holy hell do people drink unsweet tea? I don't understand. Like, I don't know. You don't want no agave? Shit. Put some honey in that motherfucker. Like, unsweet. And like, ugh, how do y'all do that shit? But I digress. Okay. So, Lisa, Rinna, and Teddi talking, and they catching up because they ain't seen each other, and Amelia then came home, and they done talked about the sweet, unsweet tea and shit, and then Sutton shows up. Okay, now in between Sutton shows up, they pan to some of the gifts that Sutton gave them in that gift pack, and I will say that bag was pretty fucking hot. I ain't gonna need lie, Sutton. I don't like your ass, but I like that motherfucking bag, bitch. So, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I don't like you, but I like that bag, bitch. Okay. So, Sutton comes in, they kiki, real fake, real faint, like, and then the whole situation about the don't come, to the retreat situation pops up. And what I took from that was Teddi decided going into this season she wasn't going to be nobody bitch. That's what I took from that particular conversation, and what I take from Teddi telling the ladies that y'all don't have to come if you don't want to. Because Teddi, y'all bullied her the first season. And then Lisa Vanderpump damn near tried to basically throw her into the mix of some shit that she really didn't want no parts of, or really, wasn't in her character to be a part of. So she was used as a pawn. Yes, she was. And now this season, 3 seasons in, she like, look, y'all not about to get me. Y'all not about to do this. If you want to come, come. If you don't, that's fine. But guess what? It's motherfuckers that's coming to see me that's paying to come see me. They paying to come see me. Okay? So if y'all ain't gonna come and just see what the fuck I do and sit down and shut the fuck up, then don't come. Because guess what? First season, 2 seasons ago, I wouldn't have said this. But now, I'm saying it in the most politest way that I can. If you don't want to come, don't come. And if you do come, don't start no shit. And guess what, y'all? Y'all always go somewhere and start some shit. So I don't understand why y'all so surprised? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? What is it? What's the surprisation on everybody's faces? Like, no, don't come. So that's what I take from that. Teddi, like, I ain't gonna be no bitch to see things. Y'all not about to play me, and I'm pregnant, so I ain't got time for you bitches. Either you coming or not. And if it's a no, it's not a big goddamn deal, because guess what? I'm still making my coins. Y'all coming for free. So I'm not mad at Teddi when she says come or don't. I will say, even though I don't like Sutton, in her defense, because they don't know each other and Sutton is coming in first season and she doesn't know the dynamic of the ladies. And let me just say this, I took this episode as well, and I realized that Sutton did not watch this show before she got on here, and that's a whole nother story. But I think coming into the group, for her to hear that, it would be a little off-putting for anyone. So I'm going to give her a pass in that moment for that. And I think Teddi could have been a little bit better in explaining, like, look, it's nothing personal. You're new to the group, so you don't understand the dynamic. I would love for you to come. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. Because usually when you don't want to do something, you come in with negativity and bullshit and you fuck up people's events. So, listen, that's all that needed. That would have cleared the whole situation up in that particular moment. But that did not happen. And then it lingered. So, okay, let me sip my drink, please, y'all. I got red wine today and a shot of tequila in it. So then we get to the damn dinner party. So first, let me just say, bitch, and the award for best dressed in a reality series dinner party is Garcelle, baby. Fancy, honey. Fancy came in and had them hoes gagging, honey. Them hoes, I ain't never seen no white bitches in Beverly Hills go up like they did for Garcelle, like they did that night. Them hoes went up. Garcelle came and said, I hope I'm not late. Yes, honey, all that fine ass chocolate walking in there with all them white people, okay? And then the random ass gay black man, he does something. I don't know what he does, but he does something. What you do? I think his name was Jason. Is he like a designer or a stylist or something? He's somebody to be the only black man up in there with all the white women. You know he had to be gay. They ain't gonna have no single black men in there, honey, because them men gonna be like, is you trying to bang one of our bitches? Honey, but come on, Garcelle, with the fashions, honey. She shut that shit down, girl. Down, honey. Okay? So, I'm looking at my notes now. What little notes I took on this dinner party. Okay. So, of course, when the dinner party starts, they're getting ready. They're at the house. First of all, Mauricio, why are you walking around with all these strange people in your house, in your town? Listen. And was I the only person that caught that man was legit in a town? No, I don't know if he just came out the swimming pool, but it didn't look like it. It looked like he had a shower. And I don't understand what was so important downstairs that you had to come down in the town once you got the shower. Okay, but I wasn't mad at it. I'm just saying, why did you say it in front of all these people? But this motherfucking dialogue. But listen, maybe I was the only one that caught it, honey. So then Teddi, Edwin, I think that's her husband's name. Is Edwin or Edward? It's one of them. And then Dorit shows up. Come to find out, Dorit live around the corner from Kyle. How convenient. They live around the corner from each other. And I will say, Dorit did put her outfit together. I like that. It was very simple, very chic. Very like something she had in her closet, like she didn't have to go out and buy it. Something that she had in her closet, she just put together, and that bag definitely accented. It was right on time. I like a right on time piece, and it's so funny because we're gonna get into the whole ready to wear. Lord have mercy. But Dorit was fly. Erika and Rena show up already lit. That's who got the party started, honey. Rena and fucking Mauricio. Rena and Mauricio got the party started, honey, okay? They didn't even realize they got the party started, but they got the party started, honey. But Erika was fly too. I'll give her. It was like, really, for me, it was Garcelle on the fashions. Garcelle, Erika, and I'm gonna give it to Dorit as far as the fashions. I didn't like Kyle's little updo, it just seemed very old. It made her look old, to be quite honest. Denise, mm, um, yeah, one, two, and three. That's my three. I'm like thinking, I'm thinking, yeah, that's my three. Um, yeah, and so speaking of that, Denise, baby, you could have stayed at home for this dinner party. I ain't gonna need to lie to you. Like, I was really like in agony watching you because I don't understand. Like, I I don't know what the pay is. I don't know your. I don't know. I know you're making that soap opera money. I don't know, but I think you could have sat. You and Big Dick Aaron could have sat this one out. I'm just saying. Number one, because you were in pain. Number two, because you were in pain. And number three, you really didn't give much to the scene. And when you did give to the scene, I hurt for you. Um, and your husband was drunk. So yeah, that's what I feel about Denise when she showed up. Um, and then Sutton ass gets out the car with these ugly ass shoes on. Now listen, y'all, I don't give it this couture, tour, no tour. If the shit's ugly, it's ugly. I don't give a fuck how much it costs. And them shoes that she had on looked very uncomfortable, and they were ugly. I said what I said. Shit was ugly. Okay? I don't give a fuck what it was. Don't say Gabbana, Yves Saint Laurent, shit, Gucci. I don't give a fuck. That shit was ugly. And you spent your money on some ugly shit. Okay? Good fuck. Um, and that ready to wear ass dress. And that's why Erica looked at her like, we all wear ready to wear shit, bitch. We all wear couture shit, bitch. It's like you're not special. Um, and it's just like, bitch, y'all all got money. Like, everybody in that room that you're in, Sutton, has money. Okay? Now, no, I'm not sure how much money your husband left you. So it could be a little, or you got in a divorce, so it could be a little bit more. And I understand Lisa was saying, like, you serve on these boards and you do this and you do that, child. But bitch, you are on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, honey. So clearly all that fucking shit you got going on, you ain't above getting on this motherfucking reality show. I had to put my phone down because I'm about to read your ass. So at the end of the motherfucking day, bitch, you need to humble yourself. I'm not saying dumb yourself down for nobody, but what I'm saying is the attitude that you're coming in with is very elitist. It's very snobby. It's very, I'm above these people that I'm filming with. And guess what? You're not, because you're here. Y'all are all on the same fucking level. So fucking act like it, okay? That's all I'm gonna say about that. I low-key fucked around and got fucking mad at that shit because it is like, why do you have to? And even when that cut scene, when they cut to her and Lisa Rinna, like with even just those two, that's like, that's what you're stuck on. Like, oh, this is Gucci. Like, bitch, why you think you get fucking kudos for cooking in Gucci, bitch? I hope grease pop on you and you get a hole on it. God damn it. And like I said, Garcelle came in and had them hoes gagging. Okay. In that motherfucking tool, bitch. With body and face and hair. And yes, honey. Haitian queen. Okay? Um, like I said, Denise and Payne, Big Dick Aaron came in. And then they all sit at the table. They done got a few drinks in their systems. And now motherfuckers is ready to eat. So they all sit down at the table. They come. And then that's what brings me back to Lisa Rinna said the popping shit off. She like, okay, let's play the first impression game. I didn't have no problem with the first impression game. I thought it was a good concept. And I might have to play it at a party of my own sometime soon, whenever the world open back up. Have me a little dinner party, okay? So they play the first impression game, okay? And everybody, I felt like, we're just trying to keep the mood light. It was a welcome home party. The mood was like everybody's having fun. And I think everybody was, they was just trying to, we was trying to keep it light, like keep it fun and fancy free, And I don't understand why Sutton took such offense to that. Like, I get, yeah, you don't want to be fake and phony, but I also feel like you don't want to make shit. You don't want to be the Debbie Downer in the group. At least that's just not me. And I feel like her little jabs, like when they came in, it was like, oh, I don't have a place card. Well, I don't know where to sit. Well, sit down. Where's your man at that you came with? Why you don't have it? Why didn't he save you a seat? Real shit. Like, why didn't he save you a seat? His ass sat down and didn't have nothing to say. You come in there, last person, last minute Lucy, okay, and talk about you don't have nowhere to sit. Your man should have saved you a seat. That wasn't nobody's fault but yours. And then awkwardly, you end up next to Teddi, who you was basically talking shit about before with the pre-dinner drinks. Like, I don't understand that. Child. So I don't understand what was wrong with just keeping the mood light. And then you want to hit it with, I have to be honest, don't I? Yeah, bitch. You can be honest. You can definitely be honest. However, don't wonder why people looking at you fucking funny. The husbands was looking at your ass fucking funny. Like, what's wrong with her? What is the issue? And then and then before she started getting into it, you already know, that's what I said, Mauricio popped that shit on too. Like, y'all being too nice. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like you Sutton kind of took it upon yourself too, in a sense, well, let me turn it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, I thought you were boring, bitch. You thought she was boring. Teddi, I just don't think boring was the right thing to use. I could have took uptight. I could have took wound up. I could have took serious. I could have took like you had an attitude. But boring, I just don't. I would have took offense to that. Like, bitch, I'm boring. Like, you don't even know me. Like, first impression, like, I don't know how much time they interacted with each other in New York, because from what we see, the first time that they've interacted with each other was in New York. I don't know how much time y'all spend in New York, but just to come with boring, I just felt it was just a little crude and a little brash, and it just wasn't nice. And then you wonder why the bitch don't like you. Okay? I don't like your ass neither. Okay? So there you go. Shit. Like, and so then Teddi, of course, runs off and she's crying. And at first, I thought the husband wasn't gonna even get up and say anything to her ass. Cause he looked like whatever he was eating, that chef cooked that shit up. Cause he like, let me get a few more bites. And then he got up and went to console her, and so did Kyle. And Kyle's like, don't even worry about it. He is in typical Kyle fashion. Don't worry about it. It is what it is. It's not going to be, it's still going to be a beautiful event, in which it is. It's still going to be a beautiful event. People are still going to show up. You're still going to get paid your coin. And it is what a TI is. And that's that. And we going to move on. So then so she comes back and everybody's still fool-la-la and kikiing. And so then Kyle decides, okay, well, let me give Aaron a little shine, honey. And see, Aaron was already fucked up off that Casamigos Reposado, honey. Neat. So he was already feeling the shits. I'm surprised. I'm sure he was probably even drinking before. Ooh, my forehead. I'm surprised. I'm sure he was probably drinking before he got to the party. But then he goes off to the on the tangent about fusion energy and healing powers and this, and this. And everybody looking at him like, what the fuck is going on? And I I'm all for the belief that there are other alternatives to conventional and man-made medicine. Um, I know for a fact that it works. I've seen it with my own eyes. So I am a firm believer, in alternative medicines. I think the way that he articulated it was incorrect because he was inebriated, and I felt like if he was not, he would have been able to articulate his profession in a more, um, you know, in a better way. I really do. Um, I just think for what had already transpired in the dinner, it was like we go from Teddi ass crying, from your ass talking about some light can split an atom in a molecule, so why can't it cure cancer? It's just a broad spectrum of conversation in one dinner party, and drinks had been flowing. Okay, and Mauricio high drunk ass. Mauricio high drunk ass. I cannot. I love Mauricio. We love you. We love you. That's all I can say. We love you. But then they go and so they get to they finish dinner, and now it's time to turn up, have some drinks. If niggas, I mean, excuse me, if people want to go home, y'all can go home, and if y'all don't, the bar is open. And so that's how the episode ended. And then really Sutton saying, okay, listen, I gotta make it up to her, and because I hurt her feelings. And yeah, you did hurt her feelings. And so after everybody leaves, then the next day we see Kyle going to Sutton, and then Teddi going to Erika. And Sutton, that's just that elitist type of like, I don't know why she's mad at me. I don't understand. Bitch, you called her boring in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And then you gave her pushback on an event that she has every right to feel every way about. I mean, yeah, of course I wouldn't like you either. And then Teddi, in that conversation with Erika, I do feel like Teddi is not a hard. She's not a gangster. So I do think that deep, 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 deep in my heart, I do believe that Teddi wants everybody to come. I really do believe that Teddi wants everybody to come. But I think she should say, deep down, I want everybody to come, but I know it's not going to work out like that, and based off the first impressions of the interactions with me and Sutton, I don't want her to come. And we can respect that. I hope next episode, if Sutton does decide to call her, that Teddi is truthful in saying, I don't want you to come. I hope it doesn't be like, I don't, just keep it all the way TRILL. All the way through. Don't change your tone now that the bitch on the phone, okay? But it looks like Sutton does show up at the retreat. It looks like it per the previews for next week's episode. I'll be back tomorrow with these New York hoes, okay? Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I would surely appreciate it. My ass is about to get in here and go get me something to eat, and then I am going to carry my black ass to bed because I gotta, guess what? Work from home tomorrow. Y'all take care. Have a good night, y'all.